Hi folks, I'd like to take a couple of minutes here and go through the process of downloading brackets. Now before I get started, I want to let you know that I've never used brackets before myself, so this is going to be my first interaction with it. In fact, the first time I'd ever seen brackets was on the videos that you're looking at right now. So if it's intuitive, we should be able to figure it out together. So if you click on the link that I have in Canvas, it's going to go ahead and take you to brackets.io. I'm going to go ahead and type in brackets.io, and I think I misspelled it. Let's see where we end up at. Let's try this again. Brackets.io. Now, as this demonstration is going on, if there's any long periods of time, like during downloads or during maybe a startup, I'll go ahead and try to edit that out a little bit so I don't take up too much of your time. Now, the first thing you're going to see when you come to a page like this is going to be the download screen. The version that I see right now is version 1.8. As long as we're dealing with version 1 point something, we're probably in pretty good shape with this same exact lecture not changing, because the very first number represents the version, the specific version number. The second number generally represents the changes to it. So I wouldn't be surprised that as time goes on here, even over the next couple of weeks, that we might see a version 1.9 pop out that has a couple of changes. So I guess my point is, don't worry about that. But if any time during this demonstration, as you're downloading it, you see a major change, please notify me right away so I can go ahead and update these videos. So in the process, we're going to go ahead and download brackets. I started download earlier, so I'm going to get a different version popping up. But I went ahead and clicked on the brackets. And I'm using Chrome. You might be using another version of a browser. Should function pretty much the same way. So let's go ahead, and it's downloading the product right now. And should take a couple of minutes to do that. It appears right now that we've got about 48.1 megabytes in the download, and I'm recording this from my home, so I'm not running very quickly. You'll probably get a download that happens much quicker than this. Okay, we've now completed the download. I'm going to go ahead and start the application. And as I go along here, I want to point out one thing. This is a Windows product. So if you're running a Mac, we'll talk about some alternatives for you during my lectures also within Canvas. But this is a version, it's an open source version. It's put out by Adobe or supported by Adobe, which is a large software company based in the United States. And again, this is simply an editor that will work for us if we wanted to use HTML. It's one of many different types of editors that we can use. So let's just take a look at it. So the first thing it's asking is the install folder that we want to put it in. That's going to go in program files by default. It wants to know if you want to add brackets launcher to the path for a command line use. I don't want to do that on my computer. My command line is so doggone long anyway. If I'm going to use brackets, I'm going to use brackets directly with the user interface on it. So I'm going to go ahead and take that out. And I'll go ahead and let it remain here so it adds it to my menu. Go ahead and click Next. And then I'll go ahead and have it install right now. Okay, Brackets has now completed the installation. Let's go ahead and finish it off and take a look at what we have. Looks like it's still doing some work, at least on my computer system, and I'm sure if it's launching or not. Let's find out. I'm going to come back over to my Start menu. And let's see what I got here. Brackets. Let's take a look at it. Okay. So it looks like they're giving us a startup page right here. We'll have to open up our firewall to allow it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and allow my firewall to take a look at it. And let's see what we got here. A little bit of message over here on the right hand side. So it's warning us it's maintaining statistics, which means that sometime malware might find this guy thinking that it might be spyware. So just keep that in mind. We've got a basic page here. Let's see what we got for menu items. Pardon me. So I've got the ability, let's back up here, file new, to start a new file it appears, to open up an existing file, to go to a particular folder. Looks like it also has some past history we can take a look at. So if we've been working on a file, we don't have to go back and search for it. Looks like we have a recent list out here. The ability to save. Let's take a look at what Live Preview is. Welcome to Live Preview. Live Preview connects brackets to your browser. It launches a preview of your HTML file in the browser, then updates the preview instantly as you edit your code. Well, that's one of the exact purposes that we want to use it. When we use Notepad, we're going to find out that we can edit Notepad and we have to jump over to the browser version and refresh it. I understand the advantage of brackets is this, and that is as we make the changes, it's going to let us see those changes automatically. So let's go ahead and click OK here. And I didn't see anything happen. Oh, there we go. So what I'm assuming it's doing, it's resolving this HTML page, this demonstration page it has behind it. And in fact, that's what we've got. So let's just play around with it a little bit and see, just to make sure it's going to work. So I'm going to resize my window here. And let's see, let's run this over here to the left just a little bit. See if I can change the, yeah, let's get a little bit more territory there. Over here as well. It's nice, it wrapped around for us. And then in this browser, it looked like it opened up, I think, Edge, Microsoft Edge. By default, I'm not sure why it chose to do that. I'm going to go ahead and size these windows out side by side here and just see how functional it is. This is supposed to be the cat's meow. Whoop, let's jump back again. Get back out of my window here. Not sure where I ended up there. There we go. And we'll open this back up. There we go. So disregard the tags here that you might not be familiar with, but let's just make a couple of changes here. So it says getting started with brackets. I'm going to go ahead and change that, and notice the moment I did this, it was able to come back in and it knew I was editing that feature out. And let's just type in HTML. Look at that. Now this is the advantage of it. As you make your changes over here, those changes will then be seen immediately on the right hand side. A definite advantage, although you're going to find that there's still a lot of developers that will choose to use Notepad. So changes are interactive on the left. It also looks like the tags are coded, color coded. So as I type in an HTML tag, let me add a new paragraph here just to see what happens. So I'm going to add a paragraph right after this is your guide. So let's see. It has IntelliSense built into it, so when I do the P, it looks up and sees all the tags that start, or at least it currently recognizes it starts with P. And I'm going to go ahead and just type in welcome and watch what happens on the left-hand side, on the right-hand side here. I get my welcome popping open immediately. So there you go. This is an example of brackets starting up. It's one of those optional packages that you can use should you choose to. I will try to give demonstrations using a variety of different products. I can tell you that there's going to be some other products that Dave Jones, if you're taking some subsequent classes, might recommend that you use. And I'll give you a couple of demonstrations on alternatives here at the same place I'm placing this lecture. So thanks a lot, folks.